Welcome in, everyone, to another episode with the Second Chances. Starting with our thank yous. The first goes out to Critical Role, whose wonderful world of Exandria we play in each and every week. And also to all of the artists whose music you will hear on the stream, from Reliquary Records, Dungeon Glitch, Critical Role, Hunter Rogertson, and Borislav Slavov. So with that, we took a week break, but the last time that we had met up with the Second Chances, they had been through quite the harrowing ordeal as they attempted to close a planar breach the size of which they had yet to see. It was on the verge of becoming a what did I call them? An anchor portal. Yep, which means that it would become a permanent fixture of the prime material plane here in Exandria. While attempting to close it, they were attacked by this massive abomination of a creature, this gigantic corrupted treant that was able to spawn spiders out of the wounds of its victims, and also had an army of undead redcaps. They were able to defeat it, Maeve, with the final killing blow using an arrow from the Moonwoven Quiver, but not before Rosalind had been knocked down and then swarmed upon by the undead redcaps, which did kill her. As the Second Chances were trying to close the portal, Leaf had left them and ran over to revivify Rosalind, and then Leo, attempting to take the burden upon himself, tried to close or at least get the portal under control all by himself, and the blowback from the energy that was trying to make it self-sustaining essentially erased him from existence almost. All that was left was a charred skeleton, but his soul and his being could not be detected by any of the types of magics that the party used. And Hermia, after Corey had finally closed the portal, decided that she wanted everyone to try and tap into that power, the power of the tattoos, do something other than just close these portals, and see if they could use the cosmic magic within them to bring Leo back. And while that wasn't successful, they were able to tap into whatever the source of that power was, which could, in the future, lead to some major breakthroughs. But Leo was brought back. There was a single hidden enchantment within the bracers of the Everlight to bring back one of her champions a single time. And as his consciousness was fading out of existence, Saren Ray, the Everlight, offered Leo a way back and brought him back into the prime material plane as he was reborn. And that was almost where we left off. They did go back after that to find Rayella and Sayria in the cave, where they were still safe. Everyone took a long rest. There were some moments between couples, between some people, during their long rest. And we jump back into the story at that point. I believe it is the next morning, because Maeve, you had rolled for the sickness, but you had made the roll.
I somehow made it shockingly.
Yep. I think by 1. I think you just met it.
Yeah, well, my total was 20, so.
Oh, maybe it was more than that then. Yep, okay. Because I think, I forget what the DC is right now, but it's not quite that high.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the DC would be must have been 19. I'm sorry, because that plus one should be a -1. So I rolled 19.
Is that what it's up to? No, I just gotta go and double check, make sure I increased it, because it gets harder every time.
I mean, but the roll is right here. I forgot that would technically be a 19, not a 20, because it just added to my +1 charisma.
That must have been it, though. Curse check.
You let me know. If I did that wrong, I'll be sick.
No, you should be fine. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So, having been in this cavern all night, now at least 8 hours removed from closing the portal, as you step outside, at least sort of to check things out as people are beginning to get ready. Maeve, why don't you go ahead and make a perception check for me since you are most familiar with the forest.
29 total. Okay. Oh, 28 total. Sorry.
It's a -2 penalty to all D20 rolls, by the way, not 1.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry. So I rolled 18.
Yep. So you step out, and I'm not sure. I don't even think you're sure exactly what you're expecting. As you step out, the state of the grove, the corruption, is still the same, and it was probably just a foolishness to think that in just one night things would go back to normal. The sky doesn't seem as darkened, as gray as it was prior to the portal closing. That eternal nighttime that you saw through it seemed to be casting into this world as well, and telling the difference between night and day was difficult. But now at least you can see that the daytime sky is there, though still clouded over and difficult to see when the sun will be up in the sky. But I think what you do notice with a 29 is there was this constant sort of unknown presence, this feeling like something was constantly watching you, or there was at least something at any point watching you. With the portal closed, any creatures from the other side that may still be here have lost that connection to where they were originally from. And while they are probably still out there, they no longer have a reason now to congregate around the portal or in that one place. So the curse, the corruption, whatever you want to call it, it no longer seems like it is focused in this one location. The grove doesn't seem like a different entity that is crawling with those creatures, but instead now feels a little bit more like the home that you remember, but now it's just afflicted with something. And perhaps this is the first step towards finding a way to cure it. So, second chances as you all begin to wake up and gather your things. What would you like to do?
Okay. We all sleep okay?
I mean, well, as we're gonna sleep in a cave. Yeah.
Zana says it's no flounder pounder.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing, though?
What do you mean? Like, emotionally?
That, physically? Like, is everyone okay?
I've only cried one time so far today, so pretty good.
I'm fine. Sore, but fine.
Maeve, that was a joke. Please don't sigh at me.
Did I sigh or did I cough?
I don't know. Hermione interpreted it as a sigh.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Maeve just kind of frowns as she looks at the sky and then tries to cover a cough again. The plague is still in the land and in some of us, but it will heal with time. Nature always has a way of overcoming, I think. That being said, there is still much that I need to do before I can rid this plague myself.
Velas?
This one's doing fine.
Zealous, make a deception check for me, please.
Why are you lying?
Wow!
Nat 20 for a 19.
What's a nat 20?
Okay, well now I have to perceive.
Well, don't worry, because the person perceiving him got a nat 20 plus 10.
Zana?
Corey, you hear in your head from Zana, they're not all right. When you have a chance, you should talk to them.
I'll just
If you want to also
I'll just
insight, though.
glance at
In
Zana, nod.
fact, Corey, why don't you make an insight with advantage?
I got excited over my 18.
Okay.
And it was 16.
I got it.
God damn it.
I got a 12 plus 8.
Spent an inspo for that.
I gave you advantage without the inspo.
Oh, can I spend 2 to make it 20?
Yeah. What did you get, Hermia?
12 plus 8.
12 plus 8. Okay.
Roz is super glad to hear that Leaf's fine.
Yeah.
Or that Zealous is
I think
fine.
he's too sick to notice, I guess.
So I think for Hermia and Corey, you know that Zealous has been struggling. So I think when they mention that they're fine, they look at first glance, but you've learned over the time that you've spent with them to look a bit deeper. And there's just something about the way that they carry themselves that whenever they lie in a way that isn't for humor, there's a shift in their body language that shows, just for a second, if you're really looking for it, a bit of shame that they're lying to their friends. And in this moment, especially, Corey, when you're being told from Zana that she sees something, you see it. All right.
Well, Hermia doesn't say anything. She just gives him a hug.
When Hermia gives you a hug, Zealous, Sayria comes over and hugs you around the waist as well.
Aww, so cute.
Rayla goes, all right, well, pack up your bags. Let's get going. Maeve, you've been in the tunnels before, right? She asks, referring to your pilgrimage that you took once upon a time.
She grimaces at the memory. Yes, unfortunately.
Also, unfortunately, the pilgrimage down there takes you to a specific network of some of the oldest routes that is known. It is not into or towards any of the old settlements. So she asks, so you know the way to where we're going? I've actually never been under myself.
Yeah, none of us, except for me, I think, at our age have. It was hard to forget. I think I'll know the way.
All right, so just to be clear,
I don't know the way.
Correct.
I misunderstood you. Sorry, that was player.
Yeah, you would know the way, like, to the pilgrimage spot, but
Yeah.
that didn't go to any of the old settlements down there.
Okay, which you would say instead then.
Right.
Well, the pilgrimage doesn't actually cross any of the settlements. So while I'll know how to get to the pilgrimage spot, the settlements are a different story.
All right.
And how many people went through the tunnels?
Hopefully they should be easy enough to follow. It's been
Well tread.
It's been a few weeks. Let's hope that with the portal gone, that the influence down there isn't worse. She says in a way that all of you understand that it's probably going to be worse than it is up top here.
She just Maeve grimaces. Let's perhaps hope they provided some markers for people trying to follow in, but I don't know what we're going to be up against down there.
So, like, we're going underground?
Yes.
Okay, because my family back home said no matter what I do, never go underground. It never went well for them.
Well,
Oh, my family actually had a similar thing.
she kind of looks at both of you a little desperately. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm going underground, but I'm just saying, like, it's not going to be a good time.
Maeve, I'm also going to give you some information. It's up to you if or how you share it with the group. The tunnels under Exandria were made by the Crawling Kings for himself and his people. So that and the Underdark are considered or were considered part of his domain. So if he had an increased influence above, he will certainly have a stronger influence potentially down below. And it was only the blessing from the Moonweaver that allowed your people to survive down there for as long as they did.
Bigger problem is that, well, the only reason my people were able to, supposedly, as the stories were told, that we were able to survive down there as long as we did, had to do with the Moonweaver. The Crawling King is well known for his underground tracks, which makes me question why they decided going back down was smart in the first place, but people will go to what's familiar, I guess, when they're in trouble.
Yeah, you know, I really was confused about that to escape the Crawling King, they went underground. I never understood that part of the story.
I know.
Yeah,
it was...
I'd go in the trees.
It was...
Rayella adds in, the trees, as you can see, were dead
that not
and
these trees.
petrified,
maybe like a different tree.
And at the time he had sunken what used to be a plateau underground, so there wasn't really anywhere to go.
Oh. So.
And while there may have only been one Betrayer King underground, there were a couple more above ground.
Well, now this is sounding like home. All right, let's do it.
Well, we will. Hopefully, perhaps the elders were right to maybe try to trust Sahanin again, but I don't exactly know what they would have been facing down there. Doesn't sound like they had any real good choices, except maybe to try their chances and leave, as some did, but either way, we need to see what's going on down there so that people can be safe and can make whatever choice they want to make after all of this.
All right.
So, with that, you head back to where the portal was. A grisly sight still, but not as off-putting as it was staring into the bleak night of whatever corrupted and cursed realm was on the other side. And you find yourself standing at the mouth of this wide cavern. There are a few boxes and damaged crates here and there, nothing of value within any of them. You see the strange red crystals that seem to be coming and growing out of the ground. May, this is something new to you, something you've never seen or never heard of before. There's also, I think those of you with keen eyes, Maeve, Zealith, Leo, you do notice the remains of humanoid bones here and there. 2 at least, maybe 3 or 4 if they're just pieces, not from the same bodies. And I think Zealous and Maeve specifically, you notice that there are tracks, quotation marks. Make an investigation check for me, or if you'd like to point them out to somebody else to make the investigation check, you can, but I want 1 at advantage or 2 straight rolls.
I already get +1 at advantage. Anybody better at investigation?
+8.
+8.
Okay.
Zana...
I will help one of you. Or
oh, no,
Zana.
no, sorry, this Zana doesn't. This Zana is a +1.
I will help someone with +8.
Well, actually, I only have +7. Go with Leo.
Leo, I'm helping you. Help me with these cracks.
All right, so yep, go ahead and make a investigation at advantage, Leo.
It's a 17 plus 8.
It's more than enough. Leo, you instantly recognize what would make tracks like that, and it's less tracks that you see. You recognize drag marks when you see them. Something has been dragged in, not out. This could have something to do with the creature that you slew the other day, simply finding whatever it is, or many of those creatures potentially finding a meal or worse and taking it into these caverns as a safe place to do with it what it will.
And to just give a really worried look to Maeve. We might need to hurry.
Okay. Is it gonna fall apart, or?
There's probably a monster after him.
Okay. Thank you. Let's get going then.
As you descend down into the tunnels beneath the Pallid Grove, it isn't long before you realize how difficult this is going to be. The tunnels begin to break apart and start to snake to the left, the right, up and down. It's not just a few forks you come across or a few choices. These tunnels are like webs. Knowing how big the host of Pallid Elves were, in a lot of cases you can figure out which tunnels to avoid or which tunnels they wouldn't have taken. And you find telltale signs of large travel in some locations. Even with it being as long as it has, there's still muck and grime and such down here that you find older footsteps in. But there are also times when that splits into more than one direction. So we're going to make a series of checks here and also switch to some music that's not quite as happy.
Peaceful.
This one will work.
That's ominous.
So, who is leading? Would it be fair to say probably Maeve and
Probably
Rayella?
Maeve. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Unless someone else wants to, but...
So Maeve, why don't you give me a survival check, please?
Rayella want to help me because I have -2 to it.
Rayella will give you the help action.
Yay. Survival. I'll just roll in the thing so I don't keep having to do. How do you do advantage on here? 2d20 KH1?
I do not know.
2d20 KH1.
2d20 plus 6 KH1.
Nope, 2d20 KH1 plus 6.
Say it again. KH1 plus
You
plus
do the
6?
KH1 first, yeah.
Got it. All in one line, right?
Yep.
25.
Okay, 25 is very good.
Rolled 19.
With the 25, lessons that you either forgot or maybe you tried to push them away because they weren't as necessary above ground, but you begin to remember early lessons from your father when he would take both you and your sister out before any formal training for leadership had begun. At this point, the world was still considered unknown, dangerous. Obviously, being above and under the moon was still preferable to under the ground, but your father still insisted that the way that they were taught to survive underneath the Pallid Grove could still be useful above as well. And you start to notice things about the cavern floor and the way that certain things leave tracks, leave behind filth, leave behind leftovers. And you attempt to avoid certain tunnels that you and Rayella both agree would probably lead you to some of the more unsightly denizens of these tunnels. That is one success.
Been so long.
You travel for about an hour before you end up back at a fork that feels familiar. Feels like you've been here before. But you...
Personally or the group?
The group.
Okay.
But do you mention anything of it, or do you decide to brush it off since a lot of these tunnels look the same regardless? Maybe it's just your mind?
I'll say it to Rayella as a, am I crazy or have we seen this before?
She hesitates for a moment, kind of looking around. All these tunnels look the same. I doubt we could have somehow circled back. It feels like we've been going the same direction, but she reaches into her pack and she takes out an arrowhead, like an extra one that hasn't been affixed yet to a shaft, and just kind of embeds it in the wall, just in case.
Right.
Would anyone else like to attempt some sort of skill check to see if you can aid in helping Rayella and Timavra find their way through the tunnels here?
I have keen mind, so I know which way is north.
Ooh.
So I'd like to use that to help them, reassure them that, hey, we're not doubling back, we're going in, a different direction.
Maeve, go ahead and make another survival check. This one is a straight roll. However, with Hermia's help and Rayella's help, you get to add an additional +4 to whatever you roll.
Okay. Roll this, but add 2 to it, because the -2 and +4.
What's your +6?
So this would be 24 then. Does that, or do
Gotcha.
you understand my math?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, yep, I do.
Okay. So 24.
Yep. So you travel
Can I
for
help?
another hour. Hermia, you are focusing on your cardinal directions. You know that north is always in front of you. And an hour later, as you are coming forward, whatever light source you all have, whether it's dancing lights from Hermia, torch from someone, you see a silver glint ahead in front of you. And as you move towards it, Rayella reaches out and plucks from the wall an arrowhead.
Wait, so I didn't help?
You know that you've been going forward, that you've been going north this whole time.
Okay, so... there must be some kind of, enchantment or something that's, causing us to, repeat this passage?
Crawling King. How does he do it, though? What are we missing?
Someone gotta detect magic or something?
I can, but it's the only time I can use it is now.
Zana says, I wouldn't use it now. We know that
We
his
know that there's a
influence is
magical
strong.
effect.
Okay. Well, one thing... We could leave a trail behind us.
Well, that's, the point of the arrow, though.
I know. I guess I just mean, are we gonna circle back to the trail, or what does that... But that's fair. That's just a thought. Okay.
Sayria comes up and tugs on your... Well, they're all discussing, and Hermia's kind of starting to go over some ideas of like, all right, well, ways that we could get around this. If it's the curse, but kind of just like, kind of breaking it down academically. You feel a tug on your sword arm. No. Your adamantian arm is your sword arm, right?
Yep.
Oh.
You feel a tug on your other arm. And it's Sayria.
Yes?
Can't you help us find the path? And she...
she, like, opens her mouth to say that this is not exactly her strong suit before going...
She points to Changebringer on your shield.
She looks down at the younger elven girl. You're better at this than I am. Yeah, right. Oh boy. Okay, she is going to try. And oh boy.
This doesn't necessarily have to be an ability made for this type of thing, Rosalind. So if you have a novel idea in a way you would like to try and use something, I'm open to it.
All right.
Use that noggin.
Oh boy. She is... She is going to try to hold up Radiant Sister and channel it through her devil sight. She can see through Shadow's eyes effectively, so she can see in the dark. And she's going to try and use that to reveal any illusions that we're seeing as we walk along the path.
Okay. As you hold it up and as you are using Devil Sight, there doesn't seem to be any illusions here. And before, where you were just kind of following along, you know, keeping your ears open, keeping yourself ready in case anything came out, in case anything attacked, in case anything that was more suited to needing your skills happened, you would be ready. And as you begin to walk along, your eyes are always drawn to the smaller passages, the narrower passages, the ones that have the claw marks on them, the ones that have bone meal or the remains of some poor thing scattered in front of them that warns you don't want to come this way. As you're walking along, Roz, I would like you to do one of two things for me. I'm going to let you choose. You can make a religion check, and maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. Or you can use one of your divine senses, and I'll give it to you.
100% the divine sense. Our religion is a +0.
So as you're walking through, you're following Maeve and Rayella. Something tickles the back of your mind. It's like the hair on your neck standing up on end, but not in the way that you sense danger. It's like intuition almost. But there's a particular path that you see that has the remains of something half-eaten in a way that you aren't even sure if it was humanoid or a creature, bipedal or otherwise. It's mangled. This particular pathway, even when light is shown into it, the shadows seem to chase that light back out But something's telling you to go that way. When everything in the physical world here tells you, no, this is not the path you want to go, everything about it looks dangerous, something else inside you is telling you to take the path less tread. It's up to you if you want to listen to it or not.
Roz stops for a long moment looking down that pathway.
I think a lot of everyone kind of keeps going. They get maybe like 10, 15 feet ahead of you before someone like tells everyone like to stop, and they look back like they just shake like, no, come on.
No, not that. No,
Yep.
It's not that one.
What is it?
I don't know. But everything that's not taste, touch, sight, hearing, smell, everything that isn't any of those tells me to go this way.
Zana goes, so nothing.
She nods. Nothing. And everything.
Could the Crawling King be influencing us right now?
It could be making us think that, like, what we're seeing, like, because there's more tread, like, that's the right way to go. But maybe more, that just means more people got lost on their way here, on their way there.
There's something's terrible about this direction, but something says it's the right way.
I suppose it would be like him to set a trap where either we just get lost in safety or progress in danger.
Oh, hell. Roz will start moving down that way.
I hope you're right.
In the
You and
back
me
of
both.
Corey's head. Can the little girl go stay with Gil for a little bit?
You want Gil to be a babysitter?
I would have to go with her. Unless, Gil, you're fine if it's just a visitor and not me.
Corey, are you asking me to babysit for you?
I mean, Savory is like 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, about it.
You're not babysitting. It's like you're hanging out with me.
Oh.
That's babysitting.
Tell him I'll give him the phoenix feathers.
For how long?
Wait, did you say that to me, Leo?
Yeah, in the back of your head. It's like, I'll give you the phoenix feathers right now.
Corey's like, oh shit. Hey, Gil. You do this cool thing. Leo has a surprise for you.
How long do you need me to watch her for?
I mean, it's 8 hours until I come back in and grab her, I guess.
8 hours. Fine. If she dies out there,
all
you're just
you
going
got,
to
just make one
cry
of your
about
clones,
it anyway.
like entertain her.
I
Like,
am my clones, all right? They are me. They aren't even
okay,
clones.
then I don't know. Conjure a water slide
All
and
right,
let
send
her have
her
the time
in.
of her life. You just gotta.
You owe me, though.
I know. And I'll walk up to Sayria and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Fine. Being brave.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. So remember how a few days ago you kind of were inside this box?
Oh, yeah, where that funny purple man lives.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
It's getting a little crowded, in here. And I know that my friend, he gets a bit scared sometimes. And would you want to stay with him until maybe we get out of these tunnels? And then I'll come back for you?
She kind of thinks on it a moment. If all of you die out here, am I stuck in there forever?
No.
I think just 8 hours.
No.
I think it's 8 hours.
No, you'll pop out and then you'll have to deal with the thing that killed us.
No, none of us say that out loud. That
Oh, you'll be
was-
fine.
So when you say no, you're actually not sure if that's the answer she wanted to hear or not. But she kind of looks
Oh.
at everyone else and she's like, yeah, okay, it's less creepy in there, I guess.
Gil's gonna
Yeah.
make it super creepy
Also
looking.
safer.
Yeah. And I'm assuming looking at Rayella, she's down to
Yeah, she nods.
throw down.
She nods.
Maeve would nod too.
All right, so with
All
that,
right.
you
Well,
open the card box up and
Oh, Gil, I said hi.
in she goes.
I walk over to Corey and I hand her, I think it was 4 phoenix feathers. I hand all 4 of them to her. It's like, when we have time, go give these to Gil.
As he presents you these feathers. So there's a few things. As you are all beginning to walk down this pathway, all of your light sources are halved. Whatever this power is down here that was shrouding this direction, it is oppressive to the light. When these phoenix feathers are handed over to you, Corey, first thing is that they're very, very warm to the touch. It's almost like picking up a smoking ember out of a fire pit that you just put out. Not enough to burn you, but enough to know these are very warm. These are very hot. And they themselves, in this moment, kind of flare a bit and shed like another 10 feet of light. Just being within the vicinity of these feathers, the light sources kind of go up to their full strength for a moment before diminishing again. But you stow them. And after about 10 minutes, the lights go back to the way they were, and you see before you Maeve, and I think Zealous and Leo with their perception also pick this up. You see quite a few more old tracks that large groups of people pushed through here.
Thank you, Roz. You were right.
Roz looks beyond relieved.
It makes me wonder if the Crawling King is doing this now, or if these people had a different trick played on them.
As you feel that sense of relief, Roz, instinctually, without even noticing it, you find that your hand is grasping your pendant.
She does so, but as soon as she notices, she quickly lets go.
You begin
It's a pretty
to
pendant.
trek further in now. Would anyone like to help with the next leg of this? Do something to give Maeve an extra little bonus, because it is beginning to get more difficult the further in you go.
Please help me.
You said we're starting to see human tracks, right?
Humanoid tracks, yep. It's
Can
not
I-
constant, but whenever you go through an area that has, deep mud or, wet ground of some kind, there are tracks. And at this point, like getting through this tunnel, there's like a large crossing where you know this isn't just a few people, like a sentry or something. This is like a large group of people.
Can I use my experience on tracking people to help Maeve?
You can.
Kind of like distinguish like where tracks have been tread, because I've tracked humans or humanoids more than I have tracked animals.
Yeah, so you can make, I'll let you do investigation or survival.
It's going to have to be investigation because survival's a +0.
I mean, hey.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's not that great. 12 + 8, so dirty 20.
Okay. Maeve, you and Rayella, with Leo's help, another straight roll, and you're going to add. So normally your bonus. Oh, okay, I see. So normally your bonus is a +8 -2, so it's 6.
Yes.
So make this with a +8 that includes all bonuses and negatives.
Okay. So just do it as I normally would. Got it. Okay. It's okay, guys. I have some inspo. I'll be able to maybe use it to add to it. Unless I roll a 1. In which case I
Don't
guess
jinx it.
All right. Should I try re-rolling, guys, or should I spend 6? I don't know.
Spending 6 might be a good option.
Is 20 even the DC anymore? I don't even know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Good point.
Maybe spend 16.
Oh my gosh. That's Robbie's plan.
16 inspo! I will just have to take a chance and reroll, I think, because I don't know how much this is. If I had like a bunch more inspo, I wouldn't care. But
If you were Rosalind, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Oh
Nope.
my gosh.
Okay.
As
So,
you
yeah.
begin to walk forward, another hour passes. And this catches everyone's attention because you're like 3-4 hours into your journey now. You are deep, deep underground. It has been still down here. There's been a deadness to the air, an unnatural silence that is broken just by the clatter of your feet against the ground, your weapons against your armor, and you all feel this humid wind, like a breath, like someone exhaling, that pushes
Not good. Run.
through the cavern here. Maeve, it gets caught in your lungs, in your breath, and you begin to cough and hack. I need you to make a charisma saving throw for me, please.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, it's nice knowing you guys.
Are you close to me?
Can I go close to Roz? Is Roz behind me?
I'll give it to you that she was close, sure.
+5.
+5? Okay. So, normally I have +1, but it's +4 then. Okay. +4. I'm gonna just spend 1 more inspo just to see if it helps. I don't think it will, but that's okay. Well, we never know. Oh, 22.
DC was 18.
All right.
The DC goes up.
God. Nice knowing you guys.
Roz, what do you do when you see Maeve? She kind of puts a hand up against the wall and begins to cough and hack.
Roz will go over and hand her water skin to Maeve. She's also going to put 5 points of lay on hands in her to try and dull in the effects of the sickness.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I think I went the wrong way. Good. Syria's not out here. Okay.
That's true. Good thing Saria is not out here. How would she have rolled? Oh, not great. That was a 2. So yeah, it's a good thing she's not out here.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'm fine. I'm fine. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Give me one more. I need one more person to help with the final attempt here before you can all decide if you want to keep on pushing through or see if there is some place safe that you might be able to take some sort of rest, whether it's a full 8 hours or not is up to you. But you've been down here now for about 5 or 6 ish. It would be difficult to know, but with Hermia's keen mind, she's able to
I
keep
know what time it is.
constant track. She knows when it's going to be bedtime again.
Also, because she likes naps.
Mm-hmm.
I like sleep, yeah.
I mean, I get that. I'd be the same.
Hey, Maeve,
Yes.
I told you that it was unpleasant up there in the Pallid Grove.
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is unpleasant. I was wrong.
It's okay. I didn't live down here. I wasn't born here.
Yeah.
You can say all the bad things you want. I have not much connection down here.
Just remember when we were all trapped in that tomb underneath Schattengrad.
Yeah.
That was awful.
It reminded me
This
a
is
little
worse.
Yeah.
There's not a portal of zombies coming after us.
Don't
That's
jinx it,
true.
okay?
That's
Well, we
true.
just closed the portal. They're not going to open it's like lightning. It doesn't strike in the
Okay,
same place
never
twice.
say never.
Either way, yeah, I've only been down here. Well, I've been down here a few times. My father took us down here, and then I was here for my pilgrimage, and that was.
This is where you had to come for your pilgrimage?
Oh yes, we had to go to the underground tree. Oh yeah, it was a
Hey,
whole thing.
This
Yes.
might sound insensitive, so I'm sorry, but your people need to get better rituals. We need to go
Yeah.
back to the everyone fucking each other rituals.
I was
Those
gonna-
are great rituals.
I was gonna say-
I miss those rituals. I miss when the weirdest thing you said to me is that you had holidays where you all fucked each other. Those were good times.
Listen, what do you think they had to do down here?
You know what? That's scants. You know what? That's on me.
Just saying. Honestly,
Giant tree sacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
honestly,
You know what?
when
I was wrong.
when I used to come down here, I didn't get it, and then I turned into an adult, and I went, I get it.
I get it.
I get it now.
Yep.
Especially the if you see a mushroom, do not inhale.
So I'm gonna call that performance. That was my attempt to lighten the mood and get everyone's mind off the horribleness of this place.
Oh, all right. Yeah, go ahead and make a performance check then.
$21.
21's not bad. All right. Maeve,
Yeah.
go ahead and make another survival check for me, unless you'd like to try and argue for something different.
Unless I could argue perception of hearing, using more of my senses than just tracking.
DC might be a little bit higher if you're just using your senses instead of the other skills that come along with tracking.
I'll just stick with tracking. I mean, either way, the dice are going to be what the dice are.
All right. Go ahead and make a roll. We'll say that the bonus that Roz gives you is negated by the
Okay,
detriment.
got it.
Rude.
Oh my god. All right, I'll just spend one inspo point. All right,
You
that's
were-
better.
Getting luckier here.
Yeah, I'm getting luckier, but the inspo is drying up. Don't think I'm gonna spend an inspo for the next charisma check.
So, you didn't quite fail this challenge.
But you didn't quite succeed.
Correct. You didn't quite pass it. You haven't found wherever it is that the Pallid Elves are staying down here.
Mm.
So as you push on for a few more hours, I would like everyone to roll a Constitution save. Rosalind, you can pick. What's the range of your aura?
10 feet.
10 feet. Pick 3 people that get your aura.
Let's see. Corey, Maeve, because she's dying.
Thanks.
And I assume Roz and Hermia are probably holding hands as they walk. So.
Oh yeah,
Hermia.
Hermia is very unsettled.
Okay. So
+5.
So +5. Yeah.
Corey, Maeve, and Hermia get to add +5 to your con save.
I just aim +5 because normally my con save's +2. So. Hell yes! Pushing through.
Oh.
I'm not even gonna know what my sickness does to me.
Sana.
Maeve, that sounds an awful lot like the talk shit in the version of talk shit get hit.
I know. I've been lucky this far, so. Hopefully we don't have to kill any more monsters.
Yeah, that seems likely.
I'm more just role-playing that she does feel bad because, I don't know, we've been fighting and she's been sick, but detriments haven't necessarily been applied as much.
I've never been like so sick for like a long time. Like you think that sick is just healthy, and when you finally get healthy, you feel like strangely like energetic and alive.
Sounds like when I had mono.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's
I
how
think
I was when I had like my abscess that no one knew that it was an abscess
Oof.
until it was like almost too late.
Ooh.
Fun times.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
So-
had that bad.
It looks like. What do you want, the good news or the bad news, everybody?
Oh god.
Bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news. Tell me the
Good
bad
news.
news. No.
Leo, Rayella, and Zana all fail.
Oh
Okay.
god.
The DC was 20. So a few of you just made it. Hermia, with your keen mind, you know now that you have all been slinking through these tunnels for like 9-10 hours. And it is starting to wear on some of you more than others. And you can tell that Zana, Rayella, and Leo are all starting to suffer from exhaustion. So each of them have 1 level of exhaustion now.
Oh, is that what that check was? It wasn't just for being down here, it was for...
Correct.
Okay. I thought, like, I was afraid that was, like, an additional effect in addition to, if you keep going, you get 2 levels of exhaustion. Okay.
Well, they might if we keep going.
Yeah, might.
Well, yeah.
Rayella doesn't say anything, and Zana doesn't say anything, so it's up to
Of course
Leo
they
whether
wouldn't.
he does or not.
Can I make an insight check?
I mean, I'd start groaning like an old man, like my
All right.
But you
fucking
always
ankles
make
are-
those noises. No, I'm just
Like
kidding.
23, or I guess 21.
Yeah, I think you can tell that they're all hiding their exhaustion and discomfort, and you also know that at least in Zana's case, she wouldn't pipe up and say anything.
Okay. And Leo's groaning like an old man.
Yeah.
She always groans.
Yeah, exactly. That's standard operating procedure.
I will stop and I will look around. Considering we need our minds sharp for this, it might be best we figure out some kind of rest.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Leo, you're dying.
Yeah, you sound like it. Well, I guess the good thing about most of these tunnels is there's only really 2 ways we got to defend.
Zealous.
I'm not gonna say anything. Never mind. I just had a really bad thought. I'm not gonna say it. Not gonna say it.
Okay. I had a suggestion for Zealous, but go ahead first, Robbie.
No, you go ahead.
Don't you have like a wall of vines or something like you were able to make for the entrance to the cave?
Yes, I can make a wall of stone to protect us.
I just thought we can cancel out one end of it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
only one way. That'd be good.
Zealous, would you like to make a perception check to see if maybe on the way here you had seen someplace within these caverns or caves that might be even more easily defendable?
Defensible.
Yeah.
25.
I was gonna laugh so hard if you rolled a 1.
Very low roll.
Technically, that wouldn't matter because it's a skill check, but
Just climb to the ceiling. Why don't we just stay up here?
So there is an alcove that you passed maybe 20 or 30 minutes back. That with your wall of stone, you could probably completely block off if you would prefer.
Don't we need to breathe?
He could leave like holes and
a
stuff.
gap.
Yeah.
Don't you all do shallow breathing? Is that not natural? Is that just a Pallid Elf thing? Just kidding. I'm totally
I have
kidding.
a morbid thought that like could help you or not help us. I mean, it kind of is comforting in like the everything shit anyway type of way,
Yes.
but
Go
I
ahead,
was
Hermia.
gonna say he's the crawling king. You're assuming that he needs to use existing tunnels. He can just make new ones.
I know.
Great.
I mean, I'm aware, but we're gonna have to figure out rest somehow, and we're gonna be keeping watches. So, if we're able to limit what we see, that at least will get us prepared for if he does try to crawl through a wall.
All right. Let's do that. I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Roz, when have you been excited about any plan?
I'm usually excited about our plans, most of them.
Most of them involve like fun things, like beating people up
Yeah.
or like killing
Yeah.
stuff.
Zana says, see, that's the issue. She can't punch the crawling king in the nose.
I can if I see him.
It's true.
It
Yeah,
might not
but
work out though. I mean, he's
yeah,
like
but the legends say that he doesn't have a nose.
Specifically that he doesn't have a nose. That's part of the legend.
He's basically a
He has
massive
3 arms and no nose.
giant worm with 3 arms and a humanoid face, but a lot of the depictions he doesn't have a nose and his eyes are just sunken hollow sockets.
Yeah.
What do you all think a humanoid face means?
It-
We need to work on our definition of
I
humanoid
know,
faces.
right?
It just means that the eyes are here, but they're sunken in. There's some kind of a maw or maw.
Gith
or a
Yankee
mouth,
don't
but-
really have noses either.
Yeah.
I
That's
suppose.
odd.
That said, I don't know that I've seen a Gith Yankee.
They're
Say
not-
Voldemort is
They're
humanoid?
not pleasant.
They are.
Just saying.
I mean, he still has eyes.
Yeah, I guess what I mean is not that he doesn't have a nose, but it's like flat. You know, it's not like a.
Like zombies.
So-
Zombies don't have noses. It's just cartilage.
I don't have a nose.
They have
Thinking
a
like a
nasal
redacted
cavity.
Are you
Something.
saying that Zealous isn't humanoid?
Are Warforges humanoid?
Humanoid
Are
is,
they?
is
Okay,
like
I
arms and
didn't
leg. An arm. A human is just humanoid
Well, like a Fey
shaped.
isn't humanoid.
Oh, now we're going D&D.
Oh, now
versus-
okay. I see.
Okay,
You're talking more like
okay, fair.
creature types now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not.
Yeah,
what
when I
was
say
thinking.
humanoid, I think like bipedal, like stands up
Yeah.
on 2
Yeah.
legs.
It's like Crawling
Yeah.
King is not humanoid by
No.
D&D standards.
Yeah.
He doesn't have legs.
All right.
All right.
The point is, he doesn't have a nose for me to break. Let's stick with what's important here.
All right. So,
Exactly.
were you staying here and creating a wall to cut off one side, or did you want to find a place to entomb your? Sorry, poor choice of
I
words.
see it. No, you just answered the question right there.
I
We're
don't
gonna
wanna be
stay here and
entombed.
go one side.
I don't want to be entombed.
Correct.
I
Neither
don't
do
like
I.
this. I don't like this.
Sorry, I
be
meant like
fine.
fortify yourself.
Sure
I
you
know what
did.
you meant, but
Sure
I
you
also heard the
did.
Freudian slip that
So
came through.
funny.
We're gonna go with right here.
All right, excellent.
That's fine.
So do you feel safe enough to bypass watches for the night?
No, are you kidding me?
What?
Yes.
No.
Zealous, no.
You have been overruled.
Who would like to take first watch?
I will.
Hermia? Anyone else?
We'll take it with Hermia.
All right.
There we
You
go.
need sleep, old man.
He'll
Go to
all need
sleep.
sleep.
He'll still get sleep. Second watch.
It looks like Corey and Zealous,
All right. Corey.
and I'll go third with
Zealous.
Maeve.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. So as best you can, given the circumstances here. You try to bring out your bedrolls and set up small little areas. Zealous, you burn one of your spell slots to put a wall up. Do you want to put the wall up in front of you or behind you?
Behind.
Okay. Hermia and
The
Leo,
devil we don't know. Good idea.
everyone begins to settle down and try to find sleep. If you would like to chat with one another, you may, or we can move on to the next pair.
I do. I kind of want to sit down next to Hermia, like put a hand on her shoulder and like thank you for what you did earlier.
What did I do earlier? Did I do something wrong?
No,
Wait, you
Your
said
music's
thank you.
fucking up.
What was that?
Music's fucking up.
Music.
wait for that to get fixed, and then
All right, there you go.
no, you didn't do anything wrong. You went above and beyond. I don't know what you guys said or did, but I did see the ritual you created. That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it would work. Could have sworn like we were close, but who knows?
You
But
put
yeah,
in an
it-
extreme amount of effort for me. I just wanted to say thank you.
well, you're welcome. I make fun of you because you're old, but you know, I still like you.
Well, I make fun of you because you're young and stupid, and I ruffle her hair a little bit. But not as stupid as I thought. You're very smart, Hermia.
That's like, okay, so I'm smart, but stupid. Hermia's trying to like figure that out. She only
What I mean
hears
is
the
you're not
stupid part.
experienced.
Oh, okay.
You're not lived a long time like me. So I should say ignorant to the world. You're still learning, but you're learning faster than most.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm old. I don't know how to talk to young people anymore.
I don't know how to talk to people, period. So it's okay. Yeah, I don't like it down here. It's creepy. And it's too quiet. And it's dark.
I mean, we've been in the Underdark before. We were in
that was
the...
different, because, like, it was like the ruins of, like, you know, people were there. Like, here it's like beyond dead people and footsteps that have, like, started to fade away. There's no real sign of life down here.
So not to, ruin anybody's time, even worse, but you're not quite in the Underdark yet.
Well, in Shet and wherever
Yes,
we
yeah.
were.
In Shattengrad, you got to the Underdark, but I'm just saying
Right.
this
Right,
could
but
be
you
a
said
lot
we-
worse.
Yeah, that's like what Hermia is saying. It's worse.
Gotcha.
Like, and it's gonna get more worse.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
I mean, at least we know there's going to be people at the end of this. I'm
Do
like,
we know? I hope there are, but do we know?
I'm open to. For Maeve's sake, especially her parents.
I don't get why this Crawling King hates the... Do we know why the Crawling King hates Pallid Elves so much?
Yes.
He worships
Like,
the
everybody...
Moonweaver.
Yes. So during the calamity, the Crawling King targeted. At the time, they weren't Pallid Elves. They were just some of Sehanin's chosen, and
We were a cult.
they worshipped the moon, and by extension, the Moonweaver, and the Crawling
Oh,
King.
so he just hates the Moonweaver.
Yes. During it, the Crawling King was basically like, "Fuck you." The Betrayer guys had a tendency of when they suffered a defeat to be like, "Whoever defeated me, I'm going to go and destroy something they love."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I
we were the
getcha.
people.
Now I remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, Leander used to tell me stories about like the dark places of the Feywild and how, like, if you're not careful, you could fall into a hole that just keeps going, and going forever into like an unending darkness where there's no sound or light. So that's where my mind's at.
I've only heard passing rumors of the Underdark, so I don't really have much expectations down here, so I'll have to take your word on that one.
Who knows? But I'm glad that you're back.
I'm glad I'm back too.
And please don't try to kill yourself again on purpose.
That wasn't the intention. I was just trying to take some of the burden from you guys.
I mean, we're a team, though. Whether or not we shoulder the burden should be our own decision. You don't have to make it for us.
But I've been with you guys long enough that I see you as like my adopted children. And every dad doesn't want to see their kids in pain.
Well, I mean, not every dad. My dad doesn't give a shit. So I don't know what he thinks.
I mean, it's one of the greatest failures of a parent to not shoulder the burden of their children.
Is it?
For as long as they can. Well, I mean, my parents failed that way. That's something I wanted to pass down on my own children if I ever had them.
Besides
not
just
to be
having
able to
money,
take
my
them.
parents didn't care. They just expected me to just already be good at everything.
My parents were strict too about learning the business and keeping up appearances. So I understand that to a certain degree, and that's something that took me a long time to understand what they were trying to do, even though they weren't doing it for the greatest reasons. Mostly just for survival. I don't know about your parents. You guys were...
Pretty sure it was probably the same thing if you're really thinking about it. Just surviving the social, economic hellscape that the Eladrins of Xanthia created for themselves. Or Venentia. I don't know.
So it's not much different than the criminal world?
Honestly, it's not. It's just a lot more complicated to do crime. Like, they're all doing crime, but they, like, make it look complicated and fancy. But it's just crime.
They're able to make the rules for their crime.
Yeah.
Where other people, where I'm from, we have to live within those rules to make that crime.
Yeah.
I think one day you'll actually figure out that your parents were just trying to do the best for you, even though it didn't seem like it, or at the time, or even now, it isn't. I'm not asking you to forgive them, but it's something to think about. Everybody has choices to survive, and every person does it differently. It might be ethical or it might be hurtful. But you just have to accept their choices and live your life and live from their mistakes. Learn from their mistakes.
I mean, forgave my mom. Laurel, I forgave her, didn't agree with all of her decisions, but I mean, I'm kind of done with that chapter of my life being part of the Astoria family. Not like I was ever really a real part of it anyway.
Now you can extend your life through a Larest. Become a Larest. Make your own chapter. 'Cause that seems what the Larests do. And I kind of look over to sleeping Roz.
Aw, that's cute.
That's true. I don't know. I kind of want to still keep it just because of Leander. Even though, I don't know. He's gone.
Just saying you
Never
have
gonna see
options
him
in life,
again.
Hermione.
I guess. Leo, I'm just trying to feel bad for myself right now.
I give her a hug, like a side grandpa hug, and it's like, I'm not going to let you feel bad.
Too late.
As you do that, Leo, with your passive perception, there's a slight vibration that you sense, and you kind of go quiet as you try to hone in on it. And Hermia, with yours, not quite as high as his, but still pretty high, you kind of feel just sort of the tail end of it.
Well, that's creepy.
Did we wake people up?
I don't know. I don't think his physical body can be here. But maybe, like, there's other tunneling monster things that he could, like, summon here.
You wait a bit longer. 5, 10 minutes. Nothing else happens. But eventually, a couple hours pass and your watch does come to an end. But before you wake up, Corey and Zealous. You don't dream, Zealous. You've experienced some of your friends' memories through the shared connection you have through the tattoo, but you've never dreamed. And yet here you are, finding yourself standing at the edge of a forest. You look out behind you, and it's just fields as far as you can see, but just this dense forest in front of you. It feels similar to the Dorel Woods, your home. Give me a perception check.
$32.
You stand there looking at it, and you hear someone calling your name. You hear voices calling for Zealous. Somewhere within those woods there, your friends are in there somewhere.
I walk forward.
As you begin to step towards the woods, a wind blows in off the plains from behind you into you, almost like it's urging you in as well. And there's a small layer, like a small little dust storm or a cloud of like gray dust that kind of pushes through with it. You enter the forest?
Yeah.
As you enter into the forest and begin to move past the trees, pushing the foliage out of the way, removing the vines, you watch as everything that you touch is slowly drained of color. The greens, the browns of the bark just begins to turn into this sort of gray. And you begin to go further. Checking back over your shoulder, there's a withering to it, but they're not dying. It doesn't look like they're rotting or decaying per se. But you continue further, trying to follow the voices that you hear, and eventually you come to a clearing where you see Rosalind. She's facing away from you. She's calling out, "Zealous, where are you?"
I am right here.
Zealous, I can barely hear you. Where, Zealous, come closer.
Zealous walks forward.
Every time that you try to sort of step to the side to try to get into her peripheral vision, she seems to be stepping in the opposite direction, looking the opposite way, like she's mirroring you in the way that you're facing, so it's never enough for her to see where you are. But she continues to call for you.
I walk up to behind her and just touch her on her shoulder.
As you do, she freezes, and from that point of where you touched her, the wolf's head pauldron begins to crumble inwards, and that gray spreads across her body as she loses all color, and you watch as she crumbles into that gray dust, into that ash, and it blows further into the forest. You hear Corey calling for you in that same direction.
I start running.
As you run now towards Corey, the forest behind you is falling into ash. Everything is starting to waste away, and you find Corey there, shouting for you, crying amidst this forest just crumbling all around you.
Is she facing away from me?
She is. Do you call to her?
Yeah.
Unlike Roz, as you call her name, she turns towards you, tears in her eyes, and she runs forward towards you, arms out.
I reach for her.
And as you go to wrap your hands around her and her body meets yours, there is a cloud of ash and dust, and she's gone. All around you, you see the rest of them. You see Dr. Fernelius. You see your siblings. And you watch as them and Exandria all begin to decay into emptiness. You stand there alone, wondering that without your friends, are you still even zealous? Or are you just this empty decay? And you are shook awake by Hermia for your watch. Corey, you were also woken up by Leo for your watch.
We heard some weird rumblings a little while ago. I would be on the lookout for something.
Yeah.
Nothing shall escape my vision.
Good to hear, Zealous. I'm gonna go try to get some rest.
Good luck.
Corey and Zealous, why don't we start with a perception check from both of you?
.24.
Oh, is that all, Zealous?
I know I'm going really bad.
It's alright, you got other things on your mind. What about you, Corey? A 1. Corey's got other things on her mind. Okay, noted. Was there anything you would like to chat with each other about?
What's Zealous's demeanor right now?
What does she see, Zealous?
Zealous is kind of just standing in the corner, just like very motionless, just staring off at the group, watching them sleep, but not in a creepy way.
Do you think that you're showing any signs of the distress that you're going through, especially after that dream?
Zealous is trying not to. Zealous is trying to keep that all bottled up.
Go ahead and make a deception check for me then. And Corey, make an insight check at advantage since you know that something's bothering him.
How much inspo do I have? You see little bits of sweat pouring down, or little bits of oil pouring down from the forehead.
Oh gosh.
So I think, unless you roll a natural one, Corey, I think that when you look over at him, he's standing back in this corner. His back is like against the corner, and he's watching everyone. But occasionally, the sort of green lights that light up throughout his body are kind of like flickering, and his head kind of like twitches or like glitches to the side a little bit. There's definitely something wrong with him in some way. Obviously, you don't understand his physiology necessarily, but it's starting to now manifest in odd ways, given that he's a Warforged.
Hey, bud.
Oh, hello, Corey. I did not notice you there.
How you doing? Oh?
This one is fine. How are you?
I'm okay. I've been better.
So
I think we all have.
Just in case Mia didn't catch it, him referring to himself as this one is a what's the word? Regression?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Regression of his personality.
Do you remember when we had that talk, Zealous, about folders and how sometimes if we don't unpack some things, it becomes too much and might be detrimental or harmful to you?
Yes, I remember that chat. That was a lovely one.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to get off your chest or talk about?
No. This one is doing very fine.
You can clearly see that's not true.
Zealous, I know that maybe it feels better to keep it inside and not share with us what's going on, but as much as you want to take care of us, we want to take care of you. And I don't know. I hope you would feel like you could trust me, even if just a little.
Well, I am having a very difficult time coping with the fact that not only did Rosalind die in the last 24 hours, but also Leo died in the last 24 hours, and I was unable to fix the Leo situation.
No, it was pretty bad. It was traumatizing. I agree with you there, but you did help. I mean, if you didn't get to Roz in time, I don't think she would be here, and I think that's just a win that you gotta take, you know?
I think I call that a net zero because I should not have left her side all by herself. If I did not leave her side, then perhaps she would not have gone down at all. Or at least I could have done something to save her rather than having to resurrect her.
Yeah. But do you think we're capable, Zealous?
Capable of what?
Do you think we're strong warriors? Do you think we can take care of ourselves?
I think you all are doing a wonderful job.
Well, maybe you should act like that then. Because for as long as we've known Roz, she has never been one to need, I guess, coddling, or she deserves us to trust that she can take care of herself and that she can take care of what needs to be done. And that's the same for any one of us, right? Because there are going to be times where someone else will need you, Zealous, and you can't help the other person. But that's okay, because there's all of us. We're all here together.
But that was
It's
the
not
issue.
just on you.
We weren't there for Rosalind. We left her all by herself. Together we are strong. But if we're not together, then people die.
Well, I'm not a tactician or really a fighter. And maybe that is something that team bonding stuff that we could do and get better at, but even if that's a valid criticism that you would have, you can't put it on yourself to be the only one to hold that burden.
Maybe. But all I know is ever since I became Zealous, people have been dying. And it doesn't feel good.
Think that all these crappy and terrible things are going to keep happening. And part of the shitty thing is that that's out of our control and that has nothing to do with us. And I hope you would take that from me At the very least. Oh, I can't do much. I can't heal like you can. I can do magic, but Hermia almost made a new school of magic, and Maeve can shoot from so far away, and Roz and Leo and Zana can beat the shit out of anyone. But
You are amazing.
that doesn't
too, Corey.
mean that. And so are you. So when you say those mean things to yourself, or you feel bad, or whatever, you come talk to me so that I can tell you to shut up, because Zealous is my friend. And no one's gonna shit talk my friends.
Thank you, Corey.
Of course.
Are you okay?
No. But I will be. Once we're out of this fucking underground hellscape.
This place really is awful. I do not know why anyone would live
Yeah,
here.
no. I don't either. Like, I'm not trying to judge. Like, I understand, like, cultural differences and whatever it may be, historical. But at the same time, like, when I woke up, I thought my eyes were still closed. It's just dark down here. And that's terrifying.
And also all the dirt gets in all of your gears and it creates more rust and awfulness.
Yeah. Oh, hey. And I just press the digitate as much as I can over Zealous.
Thank you.
Zealous, you feel an odd vibration.
I am not getting good vibrations. Do you feel that?
Would you get on your
No,
no,
I feel
you do
nothing.
not. You do not.
No. Are you like, is that like your gears turning? Are you hungry? Because like sometimes my stomach rumbles when I'm hungry.
It has been a very long time since I have been eaten, since I was in your card box with the wonderful Mr. Gill.
Yeah. We'll have to do that again.
It has been approximately 97 hours since I've been in there. Not that I am counting.
You don't have to count. You don't have to do that. I could give you a dream, and maybe you can taste stuff. I don't know.
Oh, Corey, you and I both know that we have tried that the first time we had the dream spell, and it did not work.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Actually, that's bullshit. And I start talking to my box. I'm like, if you can do that, why can't you let me do that? You say all the time, your magic is my magic, and my magic is your magic.
Corey, Mr. Gill is probably sleeping right now. Please do not wake him.
He's fine. He sleeps all the time.
Zealous says Corey is yelling at the box. And Corey, No, the natural one, you don't even notice. You notice that the temperature has started to rise a bit in the tunnel here as well. And as you're kind of looking around, you can see that some of the sand on the ground is almost like jumping almost, like it's vibrating just ever so slightly off of the ground.
I see this.
Yeah.
Wait, I noticed? Or just...
No, you don't. You're too busy yelling. You're too busy yelling at Gil, who's ignoring you right now, by the way. He's not responding.
It appears that the vibrations are intensifying. Do you think this would cause alarm for the others?
No, it's fine. It's probably
okay.
nothing, and I'm just yelling at Gil.
Mm-hmm.
Very well.
I'm gonna die.
Don't worry, all the bad stuff happens in the last watch anyway.
We're all gonna die here.
Roslyn,
Yeah.
you are roused from your sleep, as is everyone else. And Corey, you are interrupted in your berating of Gil as the ground underneath Roslyn and underneath Zana bursts open. And you watch as this large serrated maw made of dark metal comes up out of the ground with her in one of them and Zana in the other as it closes in on them. I think you all, as you are awoken from your slumber, recognize these creatures. You've fought one before. It's a boulette, but something's different about it. It's been changed. Instead of the gray sort of steely metal color, this is black, like an obsidian or a dark iron. It has red glowing veins along it, and there are areas of the veins that have sort of burned open, and they glow and pulse red like a heated vent of a forge. And Roslyn, we're going to go ahead and do you first.
Do I have my armor on?
Sure.
That's good.
It was a 19 plus 11, or a 19 plus 8, though.
A 27? Yeah, that
I would
hits.
assume that hits, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh, oof. Okay, so that is... You take 35 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
And 6 points of fire damage. I would also like to remind everyone you did not get a long rest.
And I use my reaction to Wild Mother's Embrace.
If you weren't surprised and had a reaction, sure.
I wasn't surprised.
I have alert. Am I near Roz?
Are you saying that you knew this was about to happen and you didn't say anything?
Ori said it was fine.
Oh my god.
If you have a reaction that you can use, yes, you may.
To Leo.
That is to Leo, yes.
I'm trying to, can I grab her and dimension door her out of the mouth?
No, that is not a reaction.
Damn. Okay.
Zana takes 27 piercing damage. Oops. And
So are Roz and Zana both in the mouth of this bullet?
there's 2 bullets.
There's 2 bullets. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Fucking hell.
And 6 fire damage.
I probably was nearby.
So
that's
these things,
fine.
yes, basically came up out of the ground underneath you and chomped down on you. And luckily for you, they don't have like a eating or a swallowing mechanic. So as they move to go back underground, Rosalind and Zana are able to scramble out of their mouths, and you are all now in a defensive position. So this is all theater of the mind, but we are still going to roll a turn order. So the only thing that you're going to have to worry about here is whether or not the bullets are above ground or below ground, because the space here is so enclosed that otherwise where exactly you are isn't going to matter a whole lot. If you potentially want to run like further down the tunnel to get away from everyone and not be clumped up, that's fine, but otherwise assume that if they are above ground, you can attack them unless I tell you otherwise. So everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
I have -2 to this as well, right?
That is correct.
Roz just starts yelling obscenities wherever she is.
Leo, you also have -2 because of exhaustion. Initiative is considered an ability check.
Okay.
I had my token clicked. I don't know why it didn't appear on there.
It's all right.
Why is Balthazar on there?
Balthazar is going to be our bullet.
Oh, okay.
It does start with B.
This is a weird place for him to turn up.
Balthazar is the bullet. You know what, Corey? The dice were like, look, you were talking to Gil, you weren't paying attention, okay? That's 3 nat 1s tonight. That's rough.
Can you add me on as well, Robbie?
Yes.
And me, yeah, I couldn't use
For whatever
that.
reason, it didn't. I don't know when I clicked it.
No problem. So 1, 2, 3.
There we go.
Need Leo on there.
Wait, why
1,
didn't
2,
I-
3, 4, 5.
No, okay.
Zana. I'll have Rayella go on Zana's turn as well, so don't let me forget. Is
Okay.
there anybody that I'm missing?
Me.
I thought it. Oh, weird. Add. There we go. All right, so everyone go ahead and put your number in there.
Are you leaving, Corey?
So that's 11. So I think that's a 20.
Oh, okay.
Corey's like, I might as well.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Armia got a 19. And
That's all right.
for
Roz
the
knows how that goes.
bullets, they have a 0. So they get an 11.
Oh, I thought you meant
You-
like they like a -1. They
Are
rolled.
you
a
telling me
one.
that I rolled a 16 and of the party, I go second to last still with a 16?
Sorry,
You-
I have
You-
+10 to my initiative.
You went before Balthazar.
You do go before the Bulletazars.
That's what I said,
that
of
is
the
correct.
party.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The bullets, you basically are all
Alright.
able to awaken and get yourself kind of situated, grab your weapons, and get up into a defensive position to realize what is happening as the bullets are going back underground. So they are currently out of sight. What would you like to do, Leo?
Oh, fucking hell!
Oh shit, get your weapons out.
They're out.
Fuck. I would like to hold my action to cast Sacred Flame on one of them when they pop out, and I'd like to use my bonus action to give advantage to Maeve on her next attack.
Okay. There was a large one and a small one, just so that we can differentiate the two of them, and there will be mechanical benefits to that. One of them doesn't have as much HP. All right. So, Sacred Flame readied. Maeve, you have advantage on your first attack. Maeve, it is your turn.
Can I attack anything?
Not unless you have some special way to do so. They are underground, which means if you want to attack, you will have to ready one for when they come out, basically.
Okay. I'm just gonna double check. I don't think I have anything that would make sense, but I'm just curious. If I put Hunter's Mark on him, I could have gotten special perception on it. No, but okay, I'm just gonna have to ready the action because that's otherwise. Okay, I was thinking of doing like 8 or something, but that's not. It'd be better just to ready an action. So I will. I will ready an action with a magic arrow. When a bullet comes, when I can see it, I hit it.
You Got it. Zealous.
Is Rosalind being eaten, or is Rosalind out of the...
No, both Rosalind and Zana were able to scramble themselves out of the mouths before they took a dive underground.
Okay.
Put everybody up here so y'all can see each other's lives easily.
Lives.
Or HPs, yeah.
Well, I guess Zealous will turn into the starry form of a chalice and walk over to Rosalind and say, "Be careful. There are jaws in the ground." And cast Cure Wounds on.
He is in the middle of a string of obscenities. She's in a bad mood. This place sucks and she hates it, and now she's getting eaten by bullets while she tries to sleep.
Eaten and cooked at the same time. Those
Yeah.
are fire bullets, by the way.
Yeah, no, she hates this place.
33 points of healing.
Well, that does help.
Fuck you so hard.
That gains back most.
Is that like
of
a
what I
healing
lost.
word?
That was a Cure Wounds,
Cure
level 1,
Wounds,
okay?
Level 1.
Level 1 Cure Wounds for 33 hit points. Circle of Stars druids
Stars
are
is
so
the best.
dumb.
I love them.
All right, end of your turn,
Yeah.
Zealous.
The end.
All right, on Zana's turn, she's going to reach over and grab her rifle and extend it out and puts herself up against the wall and takes aim as she readies a shot with bad news. Oh, on close, in such a close and enclosed corner like this. Oh, this is going to... Oh, interesting. I never thought about... okay, this will be fun. Hermia, it's your turn.
I ready an attack.
Okay, Hermia puts her back up against Roz, both of them with their swords out, waiting. Rosalind.
Roz will activate our tattoo ability that powers me and Hermia up. And she'll bonus action to Shield of Faith herself with a pact spell slot.
All right, so that is Sword in the Shield. So any damage taken by Hermia is split with Roz, and all melee attacks from both of you do an additional 1d6 necrotic damage, and if you are both adjacent to an enemy, you get an additional +2 flanking bonus. So I don't know that the flanking bonus will come in here, but Rosalind takes half of Hermia's damage, and you both get an extra 1d6 on your attacks.
Yep.
All right. Let's see how we want to choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Rayella is 8.
Oh,
Okay.
what's Rayella gonna do? Because she was on Zana's turn.
Oh, she readies an attack as well. So you see the ground beneath Hermia begin to crack as the jaws come up from underneath her. The boulette is going to get its attack off, and then anyone who readied an attack can either attack this one, or if you want to save it for the second one, you can. This one looks to be a smaller one.
Is it rolling at disadvantage?
It will be a straight roll because you did not knowing where it's coming up at. It gets advantage on each of its rolls, but because of your
Okay.
cloak, it gets disadvantage. So straight roll. Does a 17 hit?
Nope.
All right, so it comes up from underneath Hermia, who is able to sidestep out of the way as this sort of shimmering image of her from her cloak is snapped between the jaws of this boulette. Anyone who would like to make an attack against this may do so.
I will.
I will too.
It needs to make a dexterity 15 save.
It rolled an 18.
So it'll take half damage.
Is
Could you give
Sacred
me-
Flame radiant or is it fire?
Sacred Flame, I think, is
Good
Radiant.
question. Radiant, yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. Put the damage in the chat. I will half it, so don't worry about halving it yourself.
Did you give me advantage?
Yes, you get advantage from Leo.
And I can't do the special tattoo effect because it's a held action, correct? Or am I allowed to do that?
Let me see. Coordinate attack. Maeve can use a prime shot to distract an enemy. No, you can make this a prime shot.
Okay. Sorry, Leo. I'm making a prime shot.
No, you're good. That just means I can fuck it up next turn.
And I had, I was, with the long rest before that, I had chosen lightning for Luster.
Yep.
That will be important here.
You got it.
Okay, so I have advantage. Sorry, this always just takes me a minute because I have to do my rolls differently. 1d20, KH1 plus 12. 22.
22 will hit.
Okay. I don't think that did that right, but that's fine. And then, okay.
Yeah, you only rolled 1d20, keep high one.
Oh, sorry. Okay, whatever. Actually, wait.
Crit fish.
Hold
what
on.
You doing?
Hold on. Damn it.
All right,
okay.
you're good.
All right, so that means that I get to add, and I'm also using the slow arrow.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's gonna be, so it's a 2d6 from Luster there. So I'm gonna add this plus our 2d6 lightning plus I'll have Luster also add on to this. Infuse it. And I'll just put I'll just keep that for now. So that's for my held action attack.
All right, so that is 20 or is it 7, so 26.
Yeah, the 7 and the 4 are lightning damage if that matters, but otherwise, yeah, it's total 26.
Okay.
And that's the effect of slow for anyone who needs to know it.
Thank you.
Yes, that might actually have speed. All right, so this thing will actually remain above ground for a turn.
I was hoping would happen.
All right, Hermia, go ahead and make your attack on it.
I rolled an I already rolled that. Hold on. What happened with my thing? 18 plus 12 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
Okay, so I rolled without the thing from Roz. I got 14
To hit?
damage.
Oh, no. You said you rolled an 18. Right. Okay,
Well-
okay. Yep. 14 damage. Okay.
And then whatever the bonus. Oh, is that like 1d6?
1d6.
Addition?
Yep.
Okay.
An extra d6 necrotic for the tattoo.
Why is it necrotic? Is it based on Fomir?
I don't remember, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think it is.
Okay.
I think the idea was that it
Yeah,
was
I think
an
you
energy
took
thing
the
for me.
shield from me and the sword from her.
Yes.
Okay, well
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it'd be radiant.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to change that so that it's whatever damage Foamir is, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
So-
you get that twice then, because I think Foamir already lets you roll it, so you would
Okay.
get it both from Foamir and then again from that ability.
In addition? Really?
Yep.
Where does it
Yep,
say
'cause-
that in addition
Well,
to?
so what I mean is since the idea was that the power is coming from Foamir,
Oh.
I don't want you to
Yeah.
be like, well, I already get the 1d6, so that's like wasted on
Oh.
me. So
Well, 1d6 I don't get unless I hex. I'm confused.
Foamir himself just deals 1d6 radiant damage.
I have 1d8
Oh, sorry, 1d8
damage.
then. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's why I was
Okay,
confused.
sorry.
You're telling me the wrong thing.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. So that was a 4.
Okay. Hermia,
Yes.
as you cut into the boulette,
Do I get both of my attacks or just like the one?
You
well, I
ju-
was
just
holding
one
it,
on a
so I get
reaction.
both, right?
Just one on
correct?
one on a
Yep, because
reaction.
it was a hold. But as you cut into the boulette, it sprays a bout of red-hot, almost magma-like blood at you. You take 8 fire damage.
Ooh, they've got Remoraz abilities.
Love me a Remoraz.
Gotta love the Remoraz. Threw out my party in
I
Strahd.
don't.
There is a loud, cacophonous blast that rings through the cavern as Zana fires into this thing. Everyone is deafened until the end of Zana's, or until the start of Zana's next turn. So no communicating to everyone at once, but you can still communicate telepathically into each other's heads.
Fair enough.
Anyone who looks at Roz can see she is continuing to yell obscenities.
Mhm.
Just can't hear her now.
Okay,
Leo can read lips.
and
He's
actually-
Well, good news. You know that Roz is saying some things that Evelyn would not approve of.
So actually, with Zana's shot, you watch as the sort of dark iron, almost like helmet shape of this boulette's head, where its eyes are, just caves inward, and there's a bunch of this like magma blood that sprays against the wall as this thing's entire domed head is just removed from the body, and it just kind of falls there on the ground, dead.
At least it's dead.
At least it's dead. The next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Corey, what's going through your mind in this moment? What are you feeling? What are you thinking right now?
I think this is all happening in like a second. So
Yeah.
like in slow motion, Corey is like cards flying, like what is going on? Just like, yeah.
All right, so you unfortunately don't notice the ground shifting underneath you, and I'm pretty sure that a 23 is going to hit.
Roz will shield of light.
Yeah.
Okay. 10. All right, so that's going to be 30 piercing damage. How does Shield of Light work again?
The creature has to make the attack at me instead, and if it hits, it deals half damage. What was that to hit?
23.
She has a 24 AC. It does not hit me.
All right.
And I need a Constitution saving throw from it.
These things are already technically blind, but they have blind sight.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
then don't worry about
Yep.
it. Yeah, you're...
Rayella still has her attack. Sorry, I did not have Rayella up. God, that was going to be a 30, and I didn't even roll the fire damage yet. Oh, it's going to be so good. Very upset. All right, so Rayella, pew. That's a hit.
There's something she gets in her first attack, but maybe that's only if she goes first.
Oh, right, 'cause she's a...
A Gloomstalker.
Oh, yeah, there is.
She's not like a Gloomstalker fighter, assassin, rogue, but
Well, no, but...
she does get a thing.
If you take the attack action on your turn, you can make one additional weapon attack as part of that action, but they're technically using the hold.
Yeah, on a hold action,
action,
you don't get to do
so.
that.
But she does still fire one arrow into this boulette before it burrows itself back into the ground. Corey, it's your turn. So, Corey, you don't quite see this thing and like tremor style. Like the jaws are just coming up around you, and you just see Roz look at you. You probably get this feeling of like, what, Roz, what is it? What is it? And then you are just encased in a bulwark of light as these jaws close around you, deflected by it, and then it goes back down underground, and you realize what just happened.
Yeah, and we're all still deafened, right?
Yeah. Yep. Ringing in your ear as this happens.
Yeah, it's just... yeah. Okay, I think We have fought these before, right?
Technically, in Rex and Trim, or not Rex and Trim, in Zadash, when you were in the fight pit, you fought a regular boulette. These things are changed, they're transformed somehow, or they're just a version of this monster you hadn't seen before. They seem to be infused with like an inner fire or something.
Okay. And I'm only asking because you said it. I guess, would Corey know whether the thing has tremor sense or blind sight?
I think that this was something that you had all kind of
we learned in the
out.
last fight that they have blind sight.
So I don't know if you know specifically what it has, like mechanically, but you know that this thing senses sound and movement. Oh, also, point of order. The one that was killed is still glowing, and the glow is almost like pulsing.
Oh, fuck.
And like is getting faster.
It's gonna blow up.
Oh, no.
Great. Okay.
Quick, steal us. Put a stone wall around it.
Too soon.
It'll never not.
Oh, I didn't get that at first.
Think about that either.
Yeah, dang.
Oh,
Good thing we're all deafened.
yeah.
Okay. Would Corey be smart enough to know, like, oh, if I float and fly, I'm not touching ground, therefore making vibrations?
Yeah.
Or does like would Corey be like, nope, actually?
I will tell you this: if you decide to fly, if I roll you on the target select dice, I will re-roll it once. So there's 8 of you. I roll a d8 to see who it tries to attack. So if it comes up on Corey, I'll re-roll it.
Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Okay.
And then I will cast Summon Shadow Spawn, because everything else is like AoE, and I don't want to kill everyone.
Alright.
And then, but I'm actually going to summon Corey Spawn far away, and I'm specifically going to, I don't know, command it to make a shit ton of noise just over there.
If I roll you, twice, like in a row, then there's a 50% chance it will go after Shadow Spawn Corey instead.
Could I give that one reroll to someone else?
Tell you what, when it comes to whoever gets attacked, we'll have Shadow Spawn Corey make a roll to see if it maybe attacks them instead, regardless of who it selects. So just remind me when we get to this thing's turn.
Okay, legit.
All right, Leo.
I'll move like 15 feet away from the group.
Okay. Leo.
There is, as always, the thing is dead, even though I gave you the shot.
Your turn, Leo. What would you like to do?
Who's closest to me?
Whoever you need to be. I'd say that Corey and Shadow Spawn is furthest away because they actually made a movement to go. So whoever you want to get to, you can.
I don't want to see the NPC die. I'm going to grab Rayella, and I'm going to dimension door away from the explosion.
All right. So as you grab her, she's like, what the fuck? And how far away do you want to get? We'll say you can get up to 60 feet. Wait, no, you don't have to see where you're going with Dimension Door, do you?
You go through the wall.
So if you wanted to, you could go on the other side of the wall that Zealous had erected the day before.
I don't want to take us out of the battle, though, so I think I would go 15 feet in front of the Shadow Spawn, kind of stagger us out a little bit.
Okay, how far away do you want to have put Shadow Spawn, Corey?
I will say, let's say 40 feet.
40 feet. All right. And do you want to be 15 feet on the other side of her or between the party and Shadow Spawn?
Let's do between hurt. As long as we're outside of the explosion
You
range,
don't know what
I
the
don't.
explosion range is.
Let's go on the other side, away from the party.
All
Then
right. So you are 65 feet away with Rayella. All right. Maeve, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Still can't see the thing.
Yep, it is under the ground.
Oh God.
I'll point out as well, not that this comes in to too much of a play right now, but the ground is vibrating so much now everyone kind of notices it. And as you are standing still or as you try to move, your feet quickly begin to sink. Not to where it's like, oh, this is quicksand, but it does make it difficult terrain.
Well, luckily for me, I can't be affected by that.
By any
That's
difficult
true.
terrain? I thought it was like
Or, wait, hold on.
forest-related difficult terrain.
Hold on. I always forget which one it is. It might just be plants. I thought I had a thing, though. I'll just double check. I think you're right, though. I think I'm thinking of, like, plants and shit.
Is it the Deft Explorer thing?
Probably.
Both in the wilderness and in dealing with others on your travels.
Moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs you no extra movement. It's landstride. You can also pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them without taking damage from them.
This is not magical, so sure, this doesn't affect you. Like Legolas on snow, you walk on top of the shifting sands.
Fuck yes.
Nice reference.
Okay. Do I see a point where, like, the rumbling is not causing this issue?
No, as far as you can see, and that's one of the things that makes it difficult to tell where this thing is going to pop up, is all of the sand and rock and dirt is in constant motion. So, like a mole, you can't see, like, where it's digging and pushing through.
Okay, I have one other thought I just thought of. I just kind of want to make sure I'm not missing something.
By the way,
So-
I'm trying the tip of, instead of having an HP that you subtract from, I'm counting up to its HP. So much easier for someone who's
Is
bad at
it?
math. So much easier.
Yeah. The thing that you said is pulsing, what exactly is that?
The bullet.
It's the boulette. The way that it moves through the ground is it causes this vibration all around it and makes it so that the sand is constantly unstable and it can move through it.
The dead bullet on the ground is the thing that's pulsing. Though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh,
So,
sorry,
like,
sorry. Yeah. So yes, the dead boulette isn't causing the vibrations, but you can just see that this fiery glow that it has, just it when it first died, it kind of like dimmed down and then flared back up. It's dead because it doesn't have like anything left in where its brain is, but whatever has given it this fire aspect is glowing, dimming, faster and faster and faster.
But it is a physical thing, right? It's not like a pool of molten lava. Like there's a physical thing I can hit that's blinking.
No, it's like its body, because you can see like
Yeah.
like fiery veins and these weird vents on it. So
Yeah.
whatever it gives it this fiery aspect, this fiery nature, that is glowing. So its blood is essentially volatile and glowing.
I have a crazy idea, folks. I could try to cast Enlarge Reduce on it, and maybe make a smaller explosion.
Maybe.
It's worth a shot, to be honest.
I will do that. Do I still need to roll to attack it?
No, I'll give this one to you. I'll give this one to you. So yeah, you hit it with an enlarge arrow so that it makes the explosion bigger.
No.
No. Reduce arrow.
Reduce.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted to have fun. All right. Yep. You shoot it with the reduce arrow, and it shrinks it down. In 5 more turns, we'll see if it worked. And you can technically hold your other attack if you'd like to as well.
Oh. then yeah, I'm gonna do that. The only thing I will do, however, is I am gonna start moving basically towards where Leo took Rayella, like kind of trying to not have my back to the stone wall when this explosion goes off.
You can basically get as far as you want to. So what's your movement?
35.
All right, so you get 35 away. I really need to get those distance markers uploaded to Roll20.
I'm so sorry. One thing. I will have, by the way, Luster move with me. And then one thing I can do that's a bonus action, I might as well. I'm going to cast, it's 60 feet, we're good. I'm going to cast, as a bonus action, Healing Spirit over Zana.
Okay.
We'll do it 3rd level. I have the things for it. So let me know. She'll get 2d6 healing.
All right, so she gets 8 right when you cast it, right?
I think so. This is always kind of confusing.
Yep,
Until the spell ends. Okay.
Go ahead and check and let me know.
Until the spell ends. Okay, I'll just copy this and.
Yep. All right, Zealous, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I don't see any anything to attack, so I guess I'll walk over to Zana and give her a 2nd level Cure Wounds.
Okay.
2d8 plus 5 plus a d4. So Zana will get 19 points of healing. Then I'm going to use the Chalice effect to give Hermia also 19 points of healing.
Okay, that almost puts Zana back at full.
And then I'm going to walk on over away from the corpse that's going to explode maybe and walk towards where everyone else is going.
All right, so we'll say that from moving up towards Zana and then going to move away, we'll say you are 25 away.
Okay, sounds good. That's everything.
Can I held my 2nd attack?
Yes, yep, your 2nd attack is held, yep. All right, so on Zana's turn, go ahead and give her another heal from Healing Spirit.
Mm-hmm. Doing it now. 8.
All right, she's back up at full. Whoops.
3 more times.
1407, that's awesome.
Zana is going to use her action to reload. Hermia, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Is there anything out?
Nope, it's currently underground.
I will hold an attack.
All right, so depending on who it attacks, it may not be within range of everyone. So if you wanted to hold an Eldritch Blast instead of a attack with your sword, you could. But if it attacks you or Roz, your Eldritch Blast will be at disadvantage because it'll be next to you.
Oh, well, I'm just going to go with my sword.
All right. Rosalind.
Rosalind sees like this thing starting to like, it's starting to like pulse faster, and she like in her mind goes, wait a minute, my family taught me how to deal with this situation. And she thinks back to a moment when she was getting a lesson from Andrin, and he said, remember, Rosalind, if ever you're being punched in the face repeatedly, try blocking. And then she shakes her head. No, that wasn't it. And then she remembers talking to her Aunt Drea, who told her, when things explode, the smaller of a space you can confine them in, the more powerful the explosion, but the more localized it'll be. And she goes, she is, since this thing has now been reduced, she is going to try to like push it back into the hole that it came up out of.
Like, slam
Interesting.
Like,
okay.
get back down there.
Yeah.
And then she's going to put her shield down on top of it and just brace it down.
Oh my god, you're gonna...
So I'd like you to start by making an athletics check for me.
All right. This was this lesson courtesy of Aunt Drea.
So if you die from it, we're gonna blame Drea.
Well, I mean, none of you will know that it came from Drea, but yeah, 21.
All right, so first things first, you take 13 fire damage as you have to push yourself up
Ow.
against this thing and try to shove it back down into the hole here.
I would have used your shield to do it.
Basically, she did.
Just being near it though and getting
That's fair.
that
No, that's
close
fair.
up to
Just
it,
like the idea of
it is very, very hot. You aren't able to push this thing is massive. You're not able to push this thing all.
It got reduced.
It did get reduced. It's still pretty big. You're not able to push it all the way back into the hole, but you do get it in there further, so it will affect the range. Anything else you would like to try and do?
She's got her shield over top of
Yep.
it, and she's trying to brace it there.
All right. All right, so let's see. First of all, Maeve, yes,
Yeah.
reducing it. Per Ant-Man rules, it isn't going to reduce the power of the blast, but it will reduce the radius of the blast.
I will take that.
So let's see. The original area.
Roz.
No worries. Listen, she's listening to Aunt Drea, and that has never gone wrong for her.
I think this is like, I'm not usually very creative with D&D spells, but this has to be the craziest thing I've done next to the fucking badgers.
Lady, who you telling?
Originally, this was going to be a 20-foot radius, but because you are all in a small, confined tunnel, it can't quite use the full 20-foot radius. So like most explosions in fire, it would have been forced both ways, which would have essentially been 40 feet down both sides of the hall, which one side was blocked, which would have made it about 60 down the other way. We're going to reduce that down to half, which is 30, and then we're going to reduce that, thanks to Rosalind's effort, by another 10 feet. Okay. So, Hermia, Rosalind, Zana, and Corey are close enough to be in this blast. Because Rosalind is covering it with her shield, I think that's going to be an auto fail for Rosalind.
I think that's fair.
And
See, no, listen, she's jumping on the grenade.
Yeah. Exactly. Which
means that Hermia, Zana, and Corey all get to make this check at advantage. So Hermia, Zana, and Corey, I want you all to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Who's within 10 feet of Roz? No offense.
Hermia.
I was like,
Here we
Hermia
go.
is, yeah.
Fair enough.
Wait, what?
Add the +5.
Yeah, dex save
Oh.
+5 and advantage.
At advantage. Tom and Jerry mechanics, indeed. I'm just glad something I thought of worked.
That's a very, very clever idea.
What
You
is
know,
it,
I'm-
Dex?
Yep, dex save.
Yeah.
At advantage.
Corey.
At
my
advantage,
love.
Corey!
Corey.
We need to buy you new dice.
I know.
Like,
I agree.
all of them.
All right, Zana makes it, and with
It's
a
literally D&D Beyond dice.
Don't use it. I'm just kidding. I know. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I understand, Corey. It's my life.
Hermia, you got plus 19 hit points from my heal, by the way, if you didn't add that already.
I did. Did I get hit when I was gone?
No.
Here, I added it. I don't know if you're adding it into into roll 20, but she normally tracks it in D&D Beyond.
Oh, right.
All right, so Zana still has a reaction, and she passed the check, which means she takes no damage. So as Rosalind puts herself on this, like a grenade, Zana is able to cover enough ground to Corey to grab a hold of you and tackle you down to the ground. She's going to take half of your damage. 10, 27. Hermia, you take 13 fire damage.
Yeah, it's given
Reduced to 7 because I take half of it.
Okay, so you take 7, she takes 7.
God,
Rosalind, you take 27 fire damage.
I'm good.
Corey, you take 13. Zana takes 13. And Rosalind, you are thrown upwards and slammed into the ceiling for an additional 12 bludgeoning damage.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I think we kind of, like, that was about the best case scenario on all of this. Good job, everybody.
Roz gives a thumbs up.
The other boulette is now going to choose who it attacks.
Roz gives a thumbs up, but it's kind of like the Evil Knievel thumbs up where they're being wheeled off on a stretcher.
If you get hit by this boulette, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Get ready to cast Revivify.
How much HP are you at, Roz?
37. 104.
Are you guys all on the map? Yeah, you should be on the map. Okay.
Yeah.
There is no map.
Yeah,
I mean, like we're
HP isn't updated.
Funny, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the
Oh,
world.
yeah,
the world
sorry,
map.
I was keeping track
Yeah,
of it in D&D Beyond.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh.
Oh, no worries.
Corey. No, because you know what? Actually, it's not. She's actually too far away for this one. All right. So the boulette has chosen to attack Zana. And that will be a hit. So, Corey, do you say anything, or what are you thinking, or what's going through Corey's head as the two of you are now on the ground and she's like covering you from this blast?
You're so heavy. No, I'm kidding. Real quick though.
Yes.
Can Corey Spawn do their little thing? Because I had them use their action to do a thing.
What thing? Because unfortunately, Corey Spawn, from where this boulette was, I don't think this boulette could make it to Corey Spawn even if it wanted to. But I'll tell you what I'll do. Go ahead and roll a performance check. You can you can use your performance through Corey Spawn, and if it succeeds, I will re-roll the attack, just a straight roll, and use the new roll instead of the advantage roll that hit.
Okay. 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 28.
28. Yeah, that would be enough to distract it.
Very nice.
There is a moment where you know that the next boulette is coming around somewhere for some type of attack. And you see just these slight sort of bumps in the ground where some of the sand is, like it's gonna go in that direction. And then you watch it start to move towards Corey, you, and Zana. And it comes up out of the ground like a shark. I'm going to give you this option, Corey, if you want to return the favor a little bit. It's coming for one of you two. You're not sure which. But if you wanted to move yourself in a way to where you could share the damage, you could. So share damage or let Zana take it?
Nope. We'll share it.
That is a good choice because it ended up being a crit because of the reroll. Okay, that is 22.
It's my luck tonight.
29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
Sounds like that was Zana's luck that you just participated in.
43 piercing damage. Nope, sorry. 33 doubled is 66. 73 piercing damage. As this thing comes out of the ground and chomps down on both of you at the same time. So that is going to be 37 piercing damage each.
Oh.
Am I in range
bloody-
to Wild Mother's Embrace one of them? 30 feet?
Yes. That doesn't negate the damage though.
No, it
Okay.
just heals some.
Yep. You also take 5 fire damage. Yes. Who would you like to?
I'll do it on Corey.
Okay. Yep. So Corey, as this thing chomps down on the two of you and begins to push underground, something grabs a hold of you. You feel a warmth spread through your body, and Wild Mother's Embrace pulls you out of its jaws. Yes, Maeve.
I get to attack?
You do get to attack. Yes.
Cool.
25 points of healing. For Corey.
Excellent.
All right. Hermia, you're also close
Thank
enough to attack it.
you.
Okay, I'll attack it.
Does Rayella still have her action ready?
Yes,
Or
yep,
did
yep.
I
Nope.
jostle her? Okay.
Thank you.
I have 13 plus 12 to hit.
25.
Yeah, that.
Both of those hit.
I'm going to use a
Both of
slow
those
arrow.
hit?
I mean, Maeve's hits and yours hits.
Sorry.
as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I also got a 25. I would like to use a slow arrow.
Okay.
Stay where the fuck you are.
That's good as well because it was going to drag Zana underground.
Do I get to add anything else to that? I don't think so.
You could try to make it a prime shot too if you want.
Oh, am I allowed to make it a prime
13
shot, or is it
points
too late?
damage.
Yeah, go for it. How much, Hermia?
13.
All right, so 8 lightning, 16 piercing from me, so that's 24 total if it's not resistant to lightning. Also, it's slowed.
It is, so it doesn't get to go back underground this turn. Take another 5. Nope, sorry, not you because you got pulled away, but Zana because she's still being grasped by it takes another 5 fire damage. All right, Corey, it is your turn.
So I know I purposely moved away from the party at least 15 feet. So to be sure, no one else but Zana is within 10 feet of me, right?
How far does your grasping vine move, Zealous?
10 feet. 10 feet.
All right, so Zana is within 10 feet, is 10 feet away from you. Hermia and Rosalind are 5 feet away from you.
Yeah. Now, okay, how is it like Zana is behind Roz and Hermia?
No, Zana is by the
Or
is
is
by
it
is
like-
by the wall. Then it's you, Roz, Hermia, and then everyone else is down the tunnel further.
Okay, I'm going to walk past or go past, fly past Zana, grab her hand because it's still biting her, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to thunderstep.
You sure you don't? You can try just flying
Shouldn't
away
be
with
within
her.
10. But you said she's grappled, right?
She's not technically grappled. So if you just want to pull her out and it gets the
okay.
opportunity attack one of you, we can do that.
Or do you thunderstep in
Or you could
With my
thunderstep and
savage
not
strength.
get the attack.
Yes. So yeah. All right, so
You had it right.
Thunderstep is Dex or a con save.
So they'll have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yo, it did not do well. That's a 5 plus. I don't think its con matters. All right. How much damage does it take?
That is. Okay. Not bad. 16.
16 damage.
Thunder damage.
Doesn't that do
Yep.
like extra damage
I will-
against a certain kind of like enemy or something?
No, No, that's shatter. But
okay.
sorry. I need to roll 2 more because
I was about
it's
to be a
at
smart
level
ass and be
5,
like,
I always
things
forget that.
vulnerable to thunder damage, yes.
Rocks fall on Rosalind.
Nice.
She's still planted in the ceiling as far as I'm concerned.
She fell back down to the ground and took
Oh, good.
another
Sorry.
6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Sorry, that's 28
Total?
thunder damage.
Okay. So
Yes.
it would be another...
I forgot because it's at a higher level.
Yep.
Warlocks.
So another 12. So you also have to draw some some cards, don't you? Because it's a spell.
Don't
She's
say-
like,
okay,
I'm doing it.
Also, I did it bad. I forgot. No. I'm going to pull 10 because I forgot to pull for my other spell.
Oh god,
Yeah.
you're gonna pull like
Go
And
for
I
it.
kind of
Pull 10 cards.
Pull 5 first, and we'll resolve any jokers in that, and then we'll pull the other 5.
Okay.
Do you have to pull a card for every level of the spell slot? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so cool.
Yes. Every time I cast it, so that's why it's so many. Okay. Well, out of 10 cards, only 1 was a joker.
All right. Well, roll a D100.
that part's slightly miraculous. I
And
guess.
thank you very much for the raid, Game Master Eric. If we have a mod in the chat, if we could please get a shout out, please.
49.
What's that?
I'm not looking. I don't know.
So I have
wait.
found a new Magic Surge table that I'm going to use. Mostly because it was just the first one I clicked on. And do you want me to use the traditional one? Is that what I'm seeing?
I
do
just
whatever-
didn't know
you
that
do
we were
whatever
doing
feels
a
right by
fun,
you, Robbie.
twisted magic surge. What the hell?
Corey, look, I sprung this on you quick, so I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want me to use the traditional one or this new one that I found?
Because he's giving you a choice,
Is it
use the
like-
first one.
Is it cooler?
I'm not going to tell you.
Like, are the benefits
Fireball
better?
most of them?
Can't tell you.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I will
on the new
say
one.
because I would always look at them. Yeah, go ahead with the new
Go
one.
ahead with the new one. All right. So as this spell goes off, as you grab a hold of Zana and you thunder step away, another shock wave emitting through this tunnel, what is Corey thinking right now?
I think just seeing Zana get hurt, especially after she shielded me, I just not almost like fighter's instinct to just grab and go, not even having a thought about it.
Okay. So as you thunder step away, everyone hears this loud voice. It's not in your head, but it's not coming from anywhere. But you all hear it. As young Corey sees Zana in the jaws of the boulette, she doesn't even think. Like a hero, she dashes forward, grabbing Zana by the wrist and thunder stepping away. For the next minute, this voice narrates all of your actions and your thoughts out loud.
Oh.
So as you appear, how far away do you thunderstep to?
No offense, but thank the Moonweaver.
It's the one I found. After
Sorry.
each spell, caster appears to be decomposing for 49.
Sorry. So 90 feet, I will say we'll go, because I know that Corey's spawn was 40 feet away,
Mhm.
so I'll say 10 feet away from...
You want to be on the other side of Corey's spawn, though?
Yes,
All right.
away from big monster.
So as the two of you land, and you see Zana, who is rough right now, burn marks all over, bleeding, is like kind of using you to hold herself up a little bit. What's going through Corey's mind? Narrate for us.
Corey's. I don't know. God. Corey looks over to Zana and just like a megaphone to their brain. It's just, oh gosh, are you okay? Zana, please, I need you. I know I don't say that enough, and I need to tell you more, but please don't die. I really do love you. And then Corey's like, what am I saying out loud? What? And it's just.
And then the voice is like, Corey is confused as to where these voices are coming from, but it doesn't make the feelings any less true. Leo.
Listen, the Crawling King has never done this. I don't know what this is.
Your turn, Leo.
Since I can't close the gap, do I get sneak attack damage on like a bow attack?
No one's next to it, so it would just be regular damage.
But I get it with primed shot regardless, don't I?
Because I primed it.
You did prime it, so yes. Yep. What kind of bow? What kind of bow do you have?
Just a regular short bow. So it's
Okay,
not
so
magical
I
at
think
all.
you would have to like move forward to be able to get in
short
range.
bows are, I think short bows are decent
Short
range.
bow range is 80, 320.
Yeah.
So
A short bow is? Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're fine. Go ahead, roll at advantage,
You're
and
thinking
you
of
get.
crossbows, man.
It's hand crossbows that don't have
Yeah.
great range.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's a 6 plus 9 to hit.
That is no, it's not enough. It doesn't pass the natural armor. So yeah, you fire your short bow and it kind of goes. It sails. It's true, like where it hits, but as it hit, it just kind of like pling deflects off of the rough exterior.
Yeah. Give my bonus action to Rael to do damage with her bow then.
All right, Maeve, it is your turn.
Well, then I hit it again. Except now I have 2 attacks. But I need to conserve my magic arrows, so I'm gonna keep this. Okay. First attack. D20 plus 12. 20 hit.
That hits, and it has 6 HP left. Maeve, how do you want to do this?
So she, I think she's getting, she hasn't really gotten damaged, but she's had to move quite a bit. And with everything that's happened, with Roz doing her crazy sacrifice, with Zana almost getting chomped with Corey, she's just pulling the bow back and just goes, I hope this hurts. And lets it go.
All right, and as you fire it, this thing, which is still affected by this, is just sort of wearing off the slow effect, turns to look down in the direction, and that arrow just goes right in through one eye and down out the jaw and into the ground. And this thing collapses. And you watch as the fire within it, whatever it is that powers this creature, begins to fade. And then it pulses.
I'll cast, I guess, reduce on it.
I think we should just run.
You want to run? Do we have time to run?
I mean, yeah.
I have a second attack. I will use reduce on it.
You can use another reduce arrow on it.
I
Okay.
will.
All right.
Oh, I just hit it.
Yep, so it does hit, so it does reduce the range. I believe I said, so it'll be 30 since it's not being pushed back into a hole. So really the only people here who are at risk, Zealous is going to be able to get out of range of it. The only person at risk here would be Rosalind, who is prone and will have to spend half of her movement to stand up. And
But then I can action to dash, right?
you could, yeah. So you are able to all get out of the radius of the explosion as it goes off. But all is not well and safe, as you would assume, after this, with multiple gunshots ringing down here with a thunder step in a close enclosed space, and 2 of these bullets exploding. The tunnels continue to shake, and you watch as dust and pebbles start to fall, and you realize that the integrity of this tunnel has been compromised, and rocks begin to crumble and fall all around you. And we'll pick up there next week.
Oh, jeez.